my name is Minh, a 16-year-old girl who likes to challenge herself and reach her potential by speaking in public. And today I'm very pleased to join Speak Up Competition 2020 with the topic Gender Equality, the future I want. I think International Women's Day should be diminished so that we can gain gender equality. Wait, what is this girl talking about? Is this the first thing that comes to your mind? I guess that the statement above may lead to some controversies, but I hope that you will stay tuned and follow me to the end of this video to find out why I said that. Let me start by telling you a fun story. A friend of mine told me that day, one of her older male relatives was calling to ask her family to come to his house to join a party because it was International Women's Day and they should be celebrating. But guess what? At the end, all the women had to cook and wash the dishes, while the men did nothing except from celebrating. My friend was pretty angry at it, like she thought she was going to have something good to eat, but ended up being yelled at because she's a girl and she didn't help with anything, although her male cousins didn't do anything too. But this made me think of something else. I realized that International Women's Day was the only day in 365 days in a year which is celebrated to compensate women for their sacrifice, endurance, and hardships. This is believed to benefit women and help the society gain gender equality. It sounds reasonable to most people when we first hear it, right? But actually it isn't. To me, the term gender equality means minimizing the gap between men and women so that they have the same chances, rights, and are treated equally. However, occasions like International Women's Day has accidentally widened this gap, leading to a stereotype that women are praised more than men because of their sacrifice. But it made me question myself that are we assuming that it is normal for men to overcome hardships because they're strong and women, in contrast, are weak, so they should be praised on having been able to endure? These stereotypes have contributed to gender inequality, or in other words, gender inequality is embodied by the existence of International Women's Day. Now, let's think about the purpose of International Women's Day again. As I've said before, International Women's Day was celebrated to compensate women for having been endured and sacrificed. But what if women didn't sacrifice or fight against anything? Will they be praised like they're now? This made me feel like we're trying to imply that when we think of Women's Day, the only thing we think about is their sacrifice, but not other good characteristics of women. Therefore, I think that we should be grateful and remember women's good characteristics in the rest 364 days as much as we do in International Women's Day. And celebrating that day has also led to other consequences. Like, some people may have the thought that it is only necessary to treat their moms, their wives, their female siblings, or even their daughters nicely in that day, and eventually take women for granted in the other days. However, is one day enough to pay women back what they have sacrificed for the other days? I dare to say no. All in all, I hope that in the future, International Women's Day will be diminished, or in other words, to be exact, the value of compensating women for their sacrifice and endurance will be diminished. That is when men and women are treated equally, when women are not known as people who have suffered difficulties and inequalities in their life, and neither men nor women are praised or underestimated. That is the future of gender equality that I hope for. Thanks a lot for your listening.